Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of G.T.E Professional Network Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Peterson, and today's date is Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's June the 24th as we close out the month of June and continue our growth series, educating entrepreneurs and business owners across the country how to build and grow their network, utilizing their website as a marketing tool and a lead generating machine. And now we're going to be adding some more updates to this level, ladies and gentlemen, in reference to what can I do, what can AI do for my website. And this is going to be our topic for today. And I've been able to now create AI bots for my clients in web design and marketing. So that way they can have their own bot and basically do the necessary things that's going to be relevant for today. We're not replacing anybody, though. That's the good thing. We're just educating them on how to use the AI correctly in reference to certain tasks that need to be done on a regular, consistent basis. So we're going to dive into that. And we also have our workshop coming up on July the 19th. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Houston area, Global Touch Enterprise, we're a web design and marketing company based out of Houston, Texas, a technology company that basically looking at the resources and what's relevant today in the marketplace and educating all of our startup companies, churches, nonprofit organizations, and well as our young entrepreneurs, our young people, to also start their businesses as well. So this is going to be a great global market opportunity and nationwide here in the United States as we continue to expand our relevancy here in the marketplace, serving as a servant leader, serving our communities properly and making sure that nobody lacks anything in our communities. So as we continue to uplift and educate and elevate people, we want to make sure that we have the right tools in place. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, these are all nothing but tools. And as we continue to educate you on what's relevant today, I want you to like and subscribe my YouTube channel, as well as you can go to my website and fill out the form if you have any questions concerning your business. You can go to globaltouchenterprise.net. On my homepage, you can fill out the form. And then, of course, we'll be really getting back with you and assisting you further on how to build and grow your network properly. And now that we have AI as an another tool that we're going to be adding to that reference point as far as your website, marketing, SEOs, search engine optimization, SEM, search engine marketing, as well as any task that's needed to be done when it comes to your forms, when people fill those out, or purchases that they make if you have an e-commerce website, and making sure that your website is optimized for the best basic possibilities so you continue to grow. And it's done 24/7. It doesn't sleep. That's the cool thing about it, where I talk to business owners today, and most of them say, oh, well, I don't think I need a website, Ed. Well, today, yes, you do. More so now than ever, due to the fact that it's really going to be your hub, your one-stop shop, your point of reference and contact, where customers can get so your target market can basically look at your website and see exactly what it is you do, what you have to offer, and how you can benefit them. Again, we are a society of convenience. And as a society of convenience, our goal is to make sure that we, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, serve the general public in the marketplace on what they want, need, and can afford. Again, we just satisfying three things in the marketplace. Is what people want, need, and can afford. We satisfy these three things, ladies and gentlemen, we can be successful. And so we're going to continue our efforts here at Global Touch Enterprise to educate and elevate people. And not only that, our podcast is done every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we want to make sure that we continue to share relevant information across the board in reference to building a business online, utilizing the tools and what tools is necessary for today in 2025. As we close out 2025, what's going to be happening in 2026, all the way up to 2030. Hey, it's a lot of good information out here, but you want to do what's best for you and your company, your business, how you brand it, and this is giving personal effects as to what you actually represent in the marketplace and want people to know exactly who you are and what you do, right? So that's going to be most important today, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm super excited. Today is another hot day in Houston. As you know, the heat wave is here as we already started first summer this month. And here we are already up to almost 100 degrees. So, hey, here we are. But I want to just start off that by saying I want to thank all of you all for those who have filled out my form on my website by going to globaltouchenterprise.net. I want to thank all my sponsors as well, and also those who have liked and subscribed my YouTube channel. This is something that I really want to make sure that we hone in on, that we continue to educate and help people, no matter where they are, on how to build and grow their businesses properly in the marketplace, and making sure that you understand who your target market is, and making sure that you're reaching out to them on a regular, consistent basis, and making sure that your website is interactive, and that we also do web reviews. We also do that, making sure that you are completely optimized for growth in your company. Okay, so this is the question for today that I want to go over, the topic of the day. And I've gotten a lot of inquiries off my website, thanks to the clients and customers who also asked the same question. Ed, there's a lot going on with AI, and what can AI do for my website and my business? Well, I'm glad they asked that question, because this is a topic that I have been studying and diving into. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have been taking the proper courses so I can create my own bot, AI bot. And so this is going to be something that's going to be usually unified more so than ever, and making sure that everybody understands how can you customize your own bot, have your own bot, AI bot, so that way your chat bot can be used basically in reference to what your company does. And now we have opportunities now where companies can go in and get their own bot, work their businesses properly, still train the people that they have and the employees that they have to understand how to use the bot on a regular basis. So again, we're not replacing anything if we do it the proper way. We're just basically educating the new technology that's out here today. Yes, it can be complex, and yes, a lot of people are not engineers, a lot of people don't have degrees in electronics. Okay, fine. But they can learn. There are steps that they can take, and there are, again, these tools are just something to help you enhance yourself, so that way you can collapse time frames. What used to take you longer to do, now you can break that down and get it done a lot quicker. So AI can significantly enhance websites by automating tasks, personalizing user experience, we call UX, and improve SEO, search engine optimizations. Now, it can also help with web design, content creation, and even automate marketing efforts for your business. Now, AI-powered tools can analyze user behavior, optimize site performance, and provide valuable insight to improve website functionality and engagement. Now, last week I talked about, in reference to the different behaviors, understanding your target market versus your target audience. And so a lot of people didn't quite get the difference between the two, which there is a difference between the two. And so with AI, it can also analyze users' behavior, the patterns that they do when they shop online. If you have an e-commerce site, this is great for those who will have products that they sell online or services, and you have an e-commerce site, you can basically understand what that is. Then you can optimize your site performance based on them providing valuable insights from your users, from people who go to your website, from those who make purchases off your website, and then also for them getting feedback to you from the purchases, because the AI tool will basically submit and send out information on what they thought of that product or service that you bought from them and they bought from you. So this is a good opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to learn a new system that saves yourself time, energy, and money, so that way you can build your business properly. And that's basically what it breaks down to. But let me break it down even further, because a lot of people ask me about it. Well, what happened with the web designers and people that's in web design and marketing today? Well, we're not going anywhere. To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, we're still strong, and we're going to stay strong, because website design and development is still going to be a relevant piece. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But the difference between that is the fact that we that know how to use the bots, and we create the bots, customize the bots for each industry, for each company that wants to use it, we will be the ones to basically do that for them, because they're not going to do it. So AI can automate the website creation process. It can also generate custom designs, whatever designs you have. You can do text and you can do images based on the input that you put in there for that. It's all about I/O, input and output. What you put in is what you're going to get out. So what does the technology do? It just advanced to another level. It's everything. There's nothing new under the sun. But the basics of technology is still relevant today. But it just enhanced a little bit to make it a little bit more convenient. Again, a society, quote, 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 of convenience. So if you really want to learn about AI and understand how it works, those who are in web design and marketing, such as myself, then it's up to us to stay relevant by learning how to use AI properly for the clients that we serve in the marketplace. And to create their own bots or chat bot, the AI chat bot for them, customizing it for the companies that we doing web design and marketing for, this would be a good seller, a good opportunity to enhance that, because they got to go around trying to find and search people who know about how to install it, how to put it together, and how it can be applicable for their day-to-day operations. That's what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we need to be focused on as we continue to grow in this arena. So we want to simplify the design process. And so the AI tool offers design suggestions, streamline the section of fonts and colors, depending on your color scheme of your company, and help you with layout adjustments, making it easier for users to create visually appealing websites. Now, me as a web designer, of course, I'm going to be using the AI tool just to kind of get an insight. But here's the thing. For those of us who've been doing this for a number of years, such as myself, going on 18 years now in web design and marketing, then of course I understand that that's evolving as well. Now these AI pieces are all built into the builders now, and they can basically do everything for our clients that we have. And we just educate them and let them know what it's going to do, how it's going to perform, and what's going to be the output of what we enter into the AI to do on a regular basis. And again, it's up 24/7. It never sleeps, and you don't have to worry about it ever going out. So these are the difference between that on AI website builders. It's going to simplify the design process. It's also going to give you faster development time. So AI can automate repetitive tasks in web development, freeing up developers to focus on more complex aspects of the website. So whereas the AI is only going to do the basic simple things of it, you're going to be continuing on the different focus on the more complex aspects of the site, such as the type of forms you want to customize, the kind of input you want, data, and also if it's an e-commerce site, inputting all of the different products that they want on the site, and then you got to give it some codes and all these different things that's going to be needed. Of course, AI is not going to do all that. It can, but it's better for you to do it as a designer, so that way you can understand what's going to continue to be necessary in the space that we're in today. So as again, AI website builders, I said it, simplified design process, faster development, and then we talk about content generation. Now, AI can help generate website copy, product descriptions, and other content, saving time and effort. So it doesn't take you a long time to input all of that, as you normally do. And because we have to customize it, and we customize our sites, when we design sites for our clients, we want to make sure that it's going to be based on that company's business, what they have to offer in the marketplace, and what promotions they want to run. Understanding, again, the 5 Ps of marketing, about the people, the product, the price, the place, and the promotions. So we want to make sure that we do this, but the AI content generating can help us help them get everything done in a much timely fashion, especially if they need their websites up immediately. And that's what happens normally when companies or clients want to have a launch date, that they want to launch the business with the website so they can get up and running and going. Okay, so the next thing also it does, code generation and assistance. Well, now some AI tools can even write code or provide feedback on existing code, further streamlining the development process that you're creating. And so as a designer, as a developer, your goal is to make sure that you have the necessary tool to continue, and you can use the AI tool for helping or assisting you on coding it, to write a code or providing you feedback on an existing code that you've written. Make sure that it's basically on the same process and level for what you're trying to put together for that client. Now, for people who need a website, don't have a website, then you want to get with those who are on that level to perform a better opportunity for you, so that way you can gain insight as to how you want your website to look, what effects you want on it, and what's your content going to be like, and if you're going to be adding videos and images that you want to promote and share on the website. So again, it's going to be your personal effects still. It's not going to be something separate from who that individual is, the business owner that wants to represent their business, their brand, and with their logos, with the type of campaigns they're going to be running. It's going to be based on them. And that's what we want to personalize it, to make sure it's custom to who they are. Not what the AI wants it to be or what I want it to be, but to who they are. That's going to be the whole difference of the whole making of the whole system. Now, we talk about enhanced user experience, we call it UX. We're going to talk about personalized content. There we go back to personalization. So it's going to be personalized to that individual business owner or business owners, to the effects that the AI can analyze user behavior and preferences to deliver personalized content, recommendations, and offers based on their customers and based on their feedback that they're getting from their customers when they fill out the form, when they sending out the information about the product that they bought from that company. So this is data. We got to collect the data, though. We still got to do that. Now, part of marketing, it doesn't mean that you just send out information about the company, but your other part of marketing is also to collect your data. So that way you can have a reference point of what the customers or your target market is looking for, so you can be the problem solver, solving the problem or pain point that they have in the marketplace. And when you get that information, your AI bot can help you break it down in a content form that's going to be generated based on what they say they need, want, or can afford. Again, satisfy these three things in the marketplace. So we talked about that, and now we talk about improved accessibility. Now, this is one of the most important pieces of it as well, because we have issues on it. I got my clients calling about certain accessibility, and they cannot see this. Now, you remember, web design today and our builders today are what it is today is basically, it's going to be mobile friendly, and it's going to be basically adjustable to any screen size that we pull up the domain name in, whether it's a laptop screen size, a tablet screen size, or a cell phone screen size. So as long as it's adjustable to those things, then you're in the running to do a good thing when people pull you up. Mostly everything is going to be mobile access, though. So mobility is going to be your top-notch thing to look for and have when you have your website. When you go on your cell phone and you pull up your domain name and your website don't look up to par, that's because, again, it's not mobile friendly. You want to make sure it's clean and cut where people can purchase, fill out the form, and all that off their mobile device. It makes it easier for them to do it on the go. Again, you want to be, again, it's a side of convenience, so you want to make it convenient enough. This is why we press on mobile apps and mobile accessibility, because it's going to give your users an opportunity to view and watch everything directly from their cell phones while they're out and about. Now, AI can help identify and address accessibility issues, making websites easier to use for everyone. I don't care how old they are, even a child can do this. Now, if you get it where a child can pull it up and see it, then you're on point. So you want to continue to improve as you grow, as you go about your day, building your business online. So also what AI can do, We talk about better search engine optimizations or SEOs. This is really one of the things that has grown over the years. SEOs has really been a difference in the maker when it comes to how companies are visibly seen through the search engines, the listings, the maps. Now that they updated the maps, Google did. And so now it's easy for them to access you and find your location or your website. Because in Google Maps, they have it now where they list your website information as well. So now, since that's been updated and enhanced, it's up to us as designers and then up to the client, the customers, the business owners to make sure that they're properly listed through the search engine. So the AI can analyze search trends, suggest relevant keywords, and optimize website content and structure for better search engine rankings. The rankings is also a powerful piece. You want to be in the top 10, you want to be in the top 5, you want to be in the top notch of the listing there. Now, Google charges a nominal monthly fee for this. If you're doing Google Ads, it's like $500 plus a month if you want to do Google Ads. Now, my company, Global Touch Enterprise, we do it, and we consistently do it by updating the SEOs regularly or weekly. And so we want to make sure that all the clients that I have continue to get their SEOs done properly where they don't have to spend as much. Now, they can if they have the budget to do that, but the startup companies that I deal with, my target market is startups, they don't have the budget for that. So this is where we come in at designers, so we can help them on the marketing campaign to do SEO. Now, if you talk about Google Ads or Google AdSense, that's separate from SEOs, not the same animal, different. Now, the Google Ads is basically for companies who want to advertise their business on Google. The AdSense is where you monetize that when people place ads on your website, and then you generate income from that. So I wanted to get that clear because a lot of my clients ask me that question. Hey, what's the difference between Google Ads, Google AdSense, and then SEOs? Well, SEOs is what it stands for, search engine optimization, with AdWords and keywords that you're going to be utilizing so people, when they type in a particular word in the search engine, your information pulls up under that key search. Okay. When you talk about Google Ads, we're talking about placing an ad. Well, Google used all of their resources to make sure that you're optimizing your ad content as really as you place an ad in a newspaper, magazine, or you're doing TV ads or radio ads. It's the same similar way, but it's digital ads is what you're doing with Google. Now, the AdSense that Google offers is basically where you can generate or monetize money from them placing ads on your website with the code that they put on there. So that way, when they see that, whatever page you put them on, the goal is to put them on all your pages. So that way you can monetize and get revenue generated from that effort on a regular basis. Pretty cool now, huh? Right. So Google has an AdSense now. Well, the ads that they generate, and this is why Google is $1 trillion company, they got every resource out here that you can think of. Not to mention that Google owns the software, all the Android devices that we have today. Hello? Right. So that's the difference between the three. Now, you can do all three, or you can do two of the three. If Google Ads is too expensive for you to do, then just do the SEOs. AI can help you with that. And then you can do AdSense, which I like AdSense, where you can monetize your efforts by other people placing ads on your website, or vice versa. You can place ads on their website, and so forth and so on. So it's a good opportunity to build your network that way too. Now, also, you're talking about personalized recommendations that we can do. And a lot of my clients ask me this question as well, ladies and gentlemen. And so when you think about it, let's talk about it. Personalized recommendations, AI can analyze user behavior to provide personalized product recommendations, content suggestions, and navigation paths, enhancing user engagement and conversation rates. So Your conversion rate, that's engagement and conversion rate. You want to convert your customers into buyers when they go to your website. Bottom line, your conversion rate will be based on the information given, the relevancy of it, and if it's something that they want, need, and can afford. If you got those three bases covered, they can come home to home base, and now they bought the product, they got the service, they signed up, and now you're making money. So the AI can help you with that. And so we're talking about streamlined marketing and sales campaigns that we can run, automated marketing campaigns you can do. AI can automate social media postings, email campaigns, and ad campaigns, making it easier to reach a wider audience and drive traffic directly to your website. All marketing efforts have to be directed directly to the website. So you want to improve customer support. And I always say this, the best thing you can do as a business owner is to give quality customer service, making sure that you support and help each one who have an inquiry, a question, or a concern that you can address right away. But with your AI-powered chatbot, which I'm going to share with you, can handle customer inquiries, provide instant support, and free up human agents for more complex issues. And they're being used today, right now as we speak. So this is a good opportunity for you to jump on board with this and get on the cutting edge of the tools that's relevant and necessary in the marketplace today. Data analysts and insight that the AI can do for you as well. It can analyze your website's data to provide valuable insight into user behavior, website performance, and the effectiveness of marketing efforts. Now, most of these web builders have analytics already built into them where they can tell you who visited, what was used to pull up your website, whether it was a cell phone, a tablet, or a laptop computer. They can tell you all of that. And then they can tell you where they came from, what demographics, if it was part of the United States, another country, all that's in there now. And then they also can tell you what time of day they did visit your website. So you have all this data. So what do we do with that data? This is how we generate more leads, more opportunities for conversion rates of closing deals with our potential buyers that's in the marketplace when we send out information on a consistent basis. Your AI can do that for you. Now, remember, we used to say we want to respond to any inquiries within a 24 to 48 hour period. Not today. No. Immediately is the key. The faster response gives you a faster reply, gets you more insights and more people coming to you because they didn't have to wait to get a response from the questions that they ask about your company, your business, your product or service that you're providing. The sooner you, the better. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about ongoing optimization on a consistent basis. And a lot of my clients ask this question, Ed, who does the monitoring of my website's performance? And what does that data look like? Well, let's talk about that. Web builders have that also into the websites now, whether you're on WordPress, Wix, or what they call Squarespace or whatever, or Shopify, they have this data built already into it. Now, these are coded already, built into the sites that you can go into and look at it yourself. But you guys that don't understand this, that's business owners, your goal isn't to monitor these things, but you want to get a report on it and how is my website doing? What is the performance of my website and what does it look like? So designers, this is for us to do and share that information, but we have an AI now that can monitor website performance, identify bottlenecks, and suggest improvements to enhance loading times and overall user experience. We're talking about that UX deal again. UI and UX is going to be the key top notches of that. Okay. So when we interact with our clients, our customers, our target market, we want to make sure that they get the quality user experience when they go to the website, pull up the information that they're looking for, and that there's no lap time for them waiting to have to see the information as they click on your next page or your link or your whatever. So you want to make sure it's immediate. That's why We want to make sure that's mobile friendly. And the way the speeds are now, it's much faster now. And everything now is at 5G level on the wireless system. So it gives us an opportunity to really generate a lot faster, getting the information quickly, and where customers can make a fast decision as to what they want to do with that information that they get. So you want to do an A/B testing also. Last but not least, AI can automate A/B testing, helping website owners identify the best performing content, layouts, and call to action. We call CTAs. Now, if you're going to do a call to action or CTA, you got to tell them what you want them to do. You got to guide them. Now, I was sharing earlier in the month of June, when I started the growth series for June, which I'm going to continue through July and throughout the rest of this year, 2025, was to make sure that you use your links properly. Well, your domain name is one thing. Mine is globaltouchenterprise.net. Now, if I'm having an event, which I do, I want people to go to my events page. So that's going to be my call to action. I want them to go to my events page and get the free ticket for those who are locally here in Houston. So it's going to be Global Touch Enterprise /events, right? When they click that link, and I send that link out via email, SMS, text message, on social media, no matter where I'm going to be sending that link to, they'll be able to click it and go directly to that page to get a ticket, call to action. So that way you want to make sure you give them specifics to this. And be very detailed too, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just give them so much lengthy stuff to look at and do. You want to get specific. If I want to get a golf shirt somewhere, then I'm not finna just go through all the JCPenney's or Nike's pages to find it. I'm just going to go in and type in golf shirt. And guess what? It goes directly to the golf shirt. I ain't got to bumble around trying to figure out where to go on that. It's much convenient for me to do that. Again, society of convenience. The most important piece of this, ladies and gentlemen, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, is to make sure that you're conveniently giving information that's going to be relevant and easy for your clients in target market to go to and use. My, how wonderful those things work when we put them together. But building up our communities, educating our young people, technology is where it's at. Since 2020, ladies and gentlemen, look what happened when we had the pandemic in 2020. Teachers couldn't teach. We got Zoom. Everybody Zoomed it. Now we got teachers doing online tutoring. Now that the kids are out of school, everybody's been graduated. Thank you for our graduates and graduation class of 2025, high school, grammar school, and college students. Now they're looking for something to do, get into. Well, let's continue their education in technology where they can generate income on a regular basis. This is what it's all about. Continuing the education. I'm going to stay a student. I say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to stay a student. I'm going to always be a student no matter how old I get. Why? You never stop learning. There's always something new to learn. So you want to use the able effect. Always be learning every day. The more you do that, ladies and gentlemen, the better you are, the stronger you are, and nobody can tell you nothing. The truth is always going to be the truth no matter what they try to do to make it a lie. You can't make a truth a lie, and you can't make a lie the truth. It just don't work that way. Either you hot or you cold. There's no lukewarm here. Okay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited again for sharing with you this edition of G.T.E. Pro Network Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Ed Peterson. So check me out. Go to my webpage again at globaltouchenterprise.net, and also like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm always here to assist and to be helpful in the marketplace where we can educate and uplift each and every one of us in our communities that we serve as servant leaders, continue the growth process in our growth series as we continue to build. And becoming wise master builders is the key. So the more we do this, ladies and gentlemen, the better we are, the stronger we are. And guess what? Nobody can make anything reference to us outside of what we're trying to do. And you can't stop this bullet train because it's already moving. So all those people who are trying to be haters and want to stop this, think again. It's too late. You'd have missed that train. You're still at the old station. So with that, you all guys continue to grow, continue to learn as we continue to educate. Now, this Thursday, we're going to talk further more about AI and what it can do for your website, and then marketing campaigns that you can put together. So that way we can continue to educate and uplift you on what's relevant today in the marketplace. So with that, keep the faith, ladies and gentlemen, and keep building your dreams.